What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of First and Gold Sports with your boy Tyrone Brown. And man, I got some shit to talk about tonight. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Big win by the Philadelphia Eagles. Look like they're building towards something. We're going to get into it. But right now, before I get started, I want to say thank everybody for their love and support. Please share and subscribe to the channel. Retweet, share it all over, whatever y'all can do for me. Facebook, X, whatever. I appreciate the love because I see the comments and things coming in. You guys asked a ton of questions. Thank you, and thank you. All right, let's get started. First, I'm gonna break down the scores of the game before we talk about the Eagles because I got some shit to say about the Eagles. And it's not bad. I got some shit to say about people complaining about the goddamn Eagles after a win like this. But we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it right there, and I'm gonna get y'all the scores of the game. Right now, the Jets is up against. The Jets are losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-15. They just threw an interception off the ball. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. I got Eagles in my mind. I'm just drawing a blank. But they threw the ball to the guy. I can't even explain it to y'all right now. I'm so amped up. I'm so amped up to talk about the Eagles. I got to get my mind to focus. I got to get my mind to focus. I have to get my mind to focus. I have to get my mind to focus. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me reset. Let me reset. Let me reset. Let me reset. Whew. All right. Garrett Wilson. Let's start there. Aaron Rodgers has tried to throw two passes to Garrett Wilson, and they both has been intercepted. The last one, Pittsburgh Steelers returned it all the way down to the 1 yard line where Russell Westbrook did a quarterback sneak, got to the end zone. And that's how the Steelers are up 23-15. Whew, okay. Brain fart. All right, let's get busy. Today, the Chiefs beat the 49ers. Now I'm gonna say this because I'm sick of the Jalen Hurts hate. Y'all see how Brock Purdy looked, right? When he didn't have his shit, right? Did Brock Purdy this, Brock Purdy that? What do he look like today? Trash. Red zone turnovers. He had 3 picks today. He had a chance to put his team on the map. And what they do? Nothing. Another thing, Kyle Shanahan is 0-7 against Andy Reid. I don't want to hear no more Jalen Hurts trash talking. I do not want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of it. Because at the end of the day, everybody looks like your supporting cast. That's pretty much it. Everybody looks like their supporting cast. If you can't run the football, which Kansas City took away from the 49ers, Brock Purdy looks below average. Point blank period. That's what y'all saw today. Y'all saw the Chiefs tear them apart. Need I say more? Rams beat the Raiders. Broncos beat up on the Saints. I'm not surprised. Thursday night football with no quarterback. They lost the bull Shaheed. Olave's not playing well. You know, this goes back to when I be saying how the national media be pumping up teams right in the beginning of the year. Oh, the Saints is this, the Saints is that. It's a long season. It's a long ass season. Because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Why do you think the Jets is making the moves they making, trading for Devontae Adams? Got Hassan ready to fix his contract and come in for the rest of the year because teams are trying to make a run toward the end. It's a marathon. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes these national media guys that get all hyped up. Oh, the Saints, man, look, the shit is a marathon. It takes time, and as you're seeing, things are starting to come together. Teams are starting to separate from each other because it's about mid-season. This is when this when the real shit starts happening. The middle of October into November is when you're going to start seeing what teams are what. The Chiefs are the only undefeated team today. We're gonna talk about that because the Vikings and the Detroit Lions. That was a hell of a game. Two heavyweights going at it. The Vikings have surprised me. They really have. They're a good goddamn football team. I did not expect them to be doing what they're doing. But I mean, they got JJ. They got a pretty good defense. They're running the football. The Vikings are tough, and can't enough be said about the Detroit Lions with the 2-headed monsters Montgomery, Gibbs, Saint. They got St. Brown, they got the boy Williams, they got Laporta at tight end, and Jared Goff is playing good football. It is what it is. I mean, they'll probably be hurt later on with the Hutchinson injury. We're gonna see how that plays out toward the end of the season because, like I said, it's a marathon. So what happens is teams start to wear down. Teams start to wear you down with the run. They don't have that game changing edge rusher like they had before. Hutchinson was a game changing edge rusher. So we'll see how Detroit holds up as the season progresses. We'll see. Um, let me go. Let me so the Lions won 31-29 against the Vikings. The Bills beat up on the Titans, which I expected. Hey B, what's going on? Welcome to First Girl Sports. Cuz Riz, I see you in there. You was here from the rip. What's up, dog? Bentley, what's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome to First Girl Sports. Appreciate you. So the Bills look good. The thing the Bills did, they're going to be scary because they got Amari Cooper. As long as Amari Cooper stays healthy, that gives Josh Allen just enough to beat whoever. They're scary now. Because before, what you could do against the Bills would play man coverage across the board and say, okay, Josh, you got to be perfect. Now you can't play man coverage across the board because Amari Cooper can beat man coverage. Say what you want about Amari Cooper. I still to this day don't understand why the Dallas Cowboys traded away Amari Cooper when you had him and CeeDee Lamb and Pollard. Jerry Jones got to be the worst owner GM in football. It's ridiculous. But do I care? No. I'm an Eagle fan, so if the Cowboys can crash for all I goddamn care. But when you watch the moves they're making, you just sit here like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking here? Amari Cooper gets in Buffalo, and what he does? He has I think he has like 5 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. I don't know what else you're looking for. When you watch the Cowboys play football, they have no options on offense except CeeDee Lamb because they can't run the ball. So basically, what they're telling you is we're going to come. What they're telling you is we're going to come and see. We're going to come out here with one legit player on offense, a shaky offensive line, and a half-ass quarterback that we overpaid. That got Jerry Jones is crazy. What you should have did was let Dak play out this year, let Trey Lance play, and then rebuild your squad. Probably play Mika and play CD, and then build your team around Trey Lance. And if Trey Lance can't get it done, then you move on. That was a smart move. Now you done buried your team where you probably can't play Micah. You might have to let him go or trade him. The Cowboys suck. Period. It is what it is. Thank you, Howie, for being who you are. God damn. So you got the Colts and the Dolphins. So the Colts beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins aren't going to do anything without a quarterback. That's another organization I don't understand. You lose Tua, but you don't go sign nobody like maybe a Ryan Tannehill or somebody that can help you. I don't understand what you're doing there. It just doesn't make any damn sense. Like these teams, you get a playoff, you have a playoff team, and you don't have a credible backup. That's just stupid. I don't understand. I don't understand these teams. If you don't have a credible backup, when you lose your starter, you're going to lose. Tyreek Hill had like one catch for like 9 yards. That's crazy. It's crazy to me that you can sit there as an organization and watch that when you can get a guy like Joe Flacco with the Colts. You could have got Joe Flacco. You mean telling Joe Flacco wouldn't look good with the Dolphins? He took the Cleveland Browns to the damn playoffs last year. And look, he's winning with the Colts. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you just gotta make a move. It's crazy talk. It's craziness. The Seahawks beat the Falcons. The Seahawks is another team I do not understand. From week to week, they bipolar. The Seahawks are bipolar. I mean, they lost 2 games in a row, and then they come out and beat the Falcons at home. I, you just don't know what to think with them. You really just don't know what to think with them. It's the craziest thing ever. Trying to watch the Seahawks play. It's crazy, crazy. But they got the win in Atlanta. They beat them. So you're the Texans and the Packers. Again, Diggs. Okay, he gets in it with Alexander. He throws a punch pregame. He gets ejected. The Texans lose. By the way, the Texans are missing Nico Collins. Yes, he is. CJ Stroud is missing Nico Collins. But Diggs got to be smarter than that, man. You done cost your team the game by not being there. What the hell are you doing? So now you get kicked out of the game before the game even start. That's a huge blow to your squad. And then you wind up losing 24-22. You could have been a difference maker in this game. It's just stupid. Just stupid. And Diggs should know better. He's a veteran. It's no excuse. No excuse. I don't care what that guy said to you, man. You got to be there for your teammate. You know, Diggs is another guy that just seems he's a me type guy. I mean, he seems like a cool dude, but it just seemed like at the end of the day, it's all about him. You know, especially when he was in Buffalo. How you don't get along with Josh Allen? I understand Diggs, and then you get kicked out of this game. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. No excuse at all. You got to be there for your squad. Football is hard. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 17 games. Every game matters. Even the games against teams that you supposed to win, you lose those games. Those things hurt you down the line. You know, the Eagles lose to the Atlanta Falcons. That may hurt us down the line. We should have won that game. Then you lose to the Bucks. These are NFC. These are conference games. These games hurt you in the beginning, so you gotta win these games early. Don't make no sense. So then you have the Bengals beating the Browns. Deshaun Watson tears his Achilles today. I see Nigel watching on Facebook. Appreciate you. Welcome to First and Goal Sports. I see Deshaun Watson pops his Achilles today. Listen, regardless what everybody think about the dude, you don't want to see nobody get hurt. So, damn. To go out like that after everything that's been going on with this dude is a crazy story. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. It's nothing I can really say but say, damn. You know what I mean? Just hopefully his career is not over. Like I said, I don't wish bad on nobody, no matter what the situation is or whatever it is they're going through. The Cleveland Browns paid him all that money. You can't get mad at his money that Cleveland gave it to him, whether he deserved it or not. But you don't want to see nobody get hurt. You don't want to see that. So we'll see what happens. Jameis Winston is the quarterback now for the Browns moving forward. They get Chubb back. So we'll see what happens. Then you got the Rams beating the Raiders. I don't know what to say about that game. But then you got the Commanders beating the Panthers. And everybody's all hyped about the Commanders. Oh, you ever thought the Commanders are a surprise. But for them to beat up on the Panthers, y'all, and the league is going crazy, it's like, just relax a little bit. It's the Panthers. Now, granted, we are in the top of first place with them. We got to see them soon. They got to see us. We want to see how that play out. Every year, the damn Commanders give us hell. Whether they could have Jimmy Buffett at quarterback, and it wouldn't matter. So we'll see how that game plays out. The boy McDaniels, he hurt his ribs. He has a big matchup against Caleb Williams next week between the two quarterbacks who was taking top this year's draft, Caleb Williams and McDaniels. So we'll see how that play out. We'll see if McDaniels is healthy enough. The backup today was, I'm not mistaken, was Marcus Mariota. He had a pretty good game. He had a pretty good game against the Panthers. So we'll see. We'll see how they go against Chicago. Chicago's going to come in there. They looking to make some noise. So we'll see what happens. All right. Oh, the 49ers, before I move on. Brandon Ayuk, ACL tear. This is why contracts are important in the NFL. When you sign your signing bonuses and things like that. Imagine if he would have played on a 1 year deal and then he gets hurt. That's why I be saying, the NFL got to give these guys his money because it gets a little fishy. It gets a little fishy, whatever the case may be. I got this flying here getting on my nerve. I guess you want to be on the podcast too. That's crazy. But when you see Ayuk get hurt, right, it's like, damn, he going for the season. He's going for the season, whatever. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what Brock Purdy going to do down the line without his weapons. Because Debo was having an issue too. They couldn't run the football today. And Brock Purdy's not good enough to win without this talent. That's what I've been trying to tell people. If you do not have your dogs out there with you, you're going to have a problem. Brock Purdy showed you that today. He showed you. The same thing Jalen was going through, Brock Purdy's going through it now. So we'll see. We'll see. But today was Saquon's Barkley revenge game. And boy, oh boy, did he show up 175 in a TD, long run. The Eagles dominated. Um, the defense looked great. I want to give a shout out to Vic Fangio because we gave him a lot of hell when everything first started. When everything first started, right? Gave him a lot of hell. And what people don't understand is that in the beginning of the season with the Miami Dolphins, he was going through the same thing with them. He was going through the same thing with them. He was going to the point where the Dolphins defense was ranked last in the NFL, right? But then as the season got better, as the season progressed, they got better because they stayed healthy. The reason the Dolphins defense fell apart last year, I don't know if y'all was following it, is because they got hurt. It's because they got hurt. It was getting all beat up and hurt. He is getting his pieces back. He getting his pieces back. He getting healthy. Just got Sidney Brown back. He got Coop in the slot now. Things are looking up. I still think they need to make a trade for a pass rusher. I know we had 8 sacks today, but I don't know how that looks against a good team, that pass rush. And the reason I say that is because I saw Huff, even though he had a sack, I saw him on the ground more than anything. I seen him on the ground more than anything against tackles trying to rush the passer. And I'm like, I don't know if I trust him moving forward. I think you got to make a trade for a pass rusher. Maybe Howie's seeing the same thing we're seeing. Howie's one of the best GMs in the league. We have money, we have some draft capital to get something, so maybe we'll see what happens. We will see. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it looks like we do need a pass rusher. Jalen, 2 weeks in a row, no turnovers. That means something. I'm gonna talk about Jalen in a minute. But for the offense to stick with a game plan, which is running the football and making things easier for Jalen Hurts, meant a lot. The years they went to the Super Bowl, even in '04 when they had T.O., they had Westbrook, and we ran the ball. You go to the Super Bowl that we won with Foles, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, Foles, Foles, Foles." Yeah, okay. But people keep forgetting we had A-Train, Garrett Blunt, and Clement, and they led the league in rushing that year. That's what they won because the game was so much easier for the quarterback. The year the Eagles went with Jalen. The reason the Eagles lost the Super Bowl is two reasons. One, they didn't go for it on that 4th and 3 and that crazy penalty. I believe you got to go for it on a 4th and 3 because once you punted it, the guy returned that long ass punt back, and that changed the game. That changed the game. If you'd have went for it, it'd have been like the same. You might as well just should have went for it on that 4th and 3. But that's water under the bridge. You're moving on. Um, the thing I wanted to talk about the defense real quick is I don't really trust. Like I said, I don't really trust the pass rush. It looked good today. They stacking up. They're doing what they're supposed to do against bad football teams, against bad offensive linemen. But we'll see them next week when they play against the Bengals because the Bengals got Jamar Chase, they got Higgins, they got Sidney Brown brother coming out the backfield and running. They got a tight end. They got a good offensive line, and they got Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow was one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, top 5. So we're going to see them against him next week and see what happens. But to me, you need another pass rusher. Hopefully they get one. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens because Huff, I just don't trust this year. I don't trust him this year. I do not trust Huff. Like I said, I've seen him on the ground too much, too much, rushing the passer today against the Giants offensive line. And I'm like, dude. And then the sack that he got, he kind of fell into the sack. I don't know if y'all saw that, but he kind of fell into it. I don't know. I ain't trying to take that away from the brother. He got the sack. I'm happy he got a sack, but when I watch him rush the passer, he seems like the weakest link on the pass rushing. Even when I see Nolan Smith come in, Nolan Smith looks good. Brandon Graham looks good. These guys look pretty good. Even Sweat's starting to come along. We already know the tackles is good. We know Jalen's is good. We know Jordan is good. You know, we got Milton Williams. The tackle situation is fine. I just think we need an edge rusher, but we'll see. Even the linebackers look good. Kobe Dean look good rushing the quarterback. I still don't trust him in coverage, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. It looked like Vangio is figuring out who could do what and things like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I wanted to address the Jalen Hurts haters today. Um, I feel like he deserves the criticism when he gets it. I want to be very clear. But when we have a game like this, when we have a game like this, and Jalen Hurts is efficient, he missed a couple throws, and I'm gonna speak on those. This is what I'm hearing. These two throws that he missed. I'm gonna speak on them real quick before I go, because I don't want to hold y'all too long. But I want to jump on. I told y'all I would give my reactions after each and every Eagles win or lose. So I didn't do my live this Saturday. I had to work. I was done, so I couldn't do my live this Saturday. I apologize. I will be live next Saturday night, as always, probably like 10:30, around the same time. But when I see people come on their podcasts and things like that, and they're like, "Oh, it was a dominant win, but Jalen missed two throws." I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, Bridges? What's happening, my boy? Welcome to the show, man. First to go sports. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Long time." When I see people nitpick, they nitpick two plays. The first one was Devontae crossing the middle while they were blitzing, and Jalen missed it. Jalen didn't see him. He ran across his face. What people don't understand, uh, while you sitting on your couch, rubbing your belly, drinking your beer, and probably ain't never play. And this is just me. I'm just saying. It's not a personal attack. It's not a personal attack. It's not. When you are stepping back and you got people rushing at you, right? You're not gonna catch every read. Now, did he miss Devontae going across? Yes, he did miss that throw. But on the next play, they threw a bomb to AJ for a touchdown. That's all I'm saying. You're not going to make every read. Yo, Bridges comes in and said they're always hating on Jalen. Yes, he gets killed. This man has not had no turnovers in 2 straight weeks. Fumbles, interceptions, nothing. No bad snaps, anything. He has been efficient, is what you want from your quarterback while he's still learning this new offense from Kellen Moore. That's what y'all don't understand either. A lot of the struggles have to do with him still learning this new offense. That's all I'm saying. Because it still looks a little more like Sirianni's offense, but each week what I'm seeing is more Kellen Moore wrinkles. I'm seeing Kellen Moore wrinkles in there. I saw it a lot today. A couple of Saquon runs were Kellen Moore based runs, especially the ones on the edges. I noticed that. I did notice that. So each week we're going to be seeing more and more of Jalen starting to get more comfortable. I told y'all about probably the mid of the year, you'll start to see the defense get comfortable and the offense get comfortable. Sometimes as fans, we get a little bit impatient. I'm going to get back to you people who hating on Jalen. I didn't forget y'all. Sometimes we get a little ahead of ourselves with the expectations, right? And what I mean by that is that we get in, we see we got all these pieces, but we're not thinking that this is Jalen's third offensive coordinator in 3 years. Seriously, the man has no stability whatsoever. None. He has no stability whatsoever. So you're asking him to learn new concepts every year. That shit takes time. It just does. And Reds comes in to understand what you're saying, but Jalen needs to stop holding the ball. You're right. Reds, you're right about that. Part of the reason he holds the ball so much is because he not sure sometimes if the guys are going to be there because of the concepts. Today he was a little bit better. Today he was a lot better, especially against that damn New York rush. Jesus Christ! Even though they sacked him 5 times, sometimes it is what it is. This is the same New York team. I want to throw this out there. I'm gonna throw this out there about the Browns too. The New York Giants defense is a playoff defense, y'all. This defense held the Bengals to 17 points last week. They were leading in the Washington game and they were beating the Cowboys. It was just the offense couldn't do anything. Shout out to the Browns, man. Everybody was on here talking about, oh, they just barely beat the Browns. Let me tell y'all something about the Browns. The Browns they have a playoff defense. That was the same defense that was in the playoffs last year. with Joe Flacco at quarterback. They just have a bad offense. So sometimes we'll see a team or we'll see their record and you're not really deep diving. You're just looking at the record. No, that's the same defense that was in the playoffs. The Giants have a great defense. They just have a shitty offense. That's pretty much how it is. Now the Eagles handled business. They ran the ball. They beat up on Daniel Jones. That's what they did. They beat up on Deshaun Watson. But if you really think about the Browns game, Myles Garrett made a superstar play to block a field goal to keep them in it. He did what a superstar is supposed to do. He's done it before. Myles Garrett is a damn monster. So when people say, not you say, but when people say they should have did this and should have did that, they really not looking at that these two teams have really great defenses. Now, with that being said, they playing the Bengals next week. The Bengals don't have no good defense. Then they playing the Jaguars the week after that. The Jags don't have no good defense. So we should see a more efficient team on offense. But what I take from these games when you play against two good defenses, you build on that. You build on that, you build on that because you're not going to face all these great defenses all year round. Kansas City has a great defense, and they look like they about to go back to the Super Bowl. So if we was to have a rematch with them, being battle tested right now against other defenses help you prepare for those battles when you can't score right away and things like that. It's a build. Hey, I'm Mary. She jumped on Facebook. I see you. Welcome to First and Goal Sports, Auntie. Appreciate you. When you get a chance to go against great defense, it helps you build character on offense. It helps you deal with we not moving the ball and things like that right away. And you start to build. When you start to build, it takes time. That's why I say football is a marathon. And sometimes as fans, we get frustrated, rightfully so. We pay our money. We should be frustrated. We could be opinionated and all that. Hello. She commented, hello. She she you get to the point where you need these battles. It helps you build character. It gets you through the tough moments. It helps you build for the further along toward the end of the season and things like that. You need that. So when I see the Eagles struggling but still winning these tough games against these tough defenses, that is a good sign. That shows the team is still staying together and we're getting things done. Not to mention you lose Makai and you didn't have Malata in this game either. And you still put up a 28 burger on a good defense. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to look at it as a whole and not write what's in front of you because it's a build-up. The season is a marathon, man. It's not sprint is week to week to week to week. Some games you're going to look like trash against teams you should be smoking, and some teams you're going to look great against teams you shouldn't be. That's just how it is. So the moment we start to understand that Jalen Hurts has had three coordinators in 3 years, he's still learning the concepts, and he's still trying to get comfortable, which it seems like he's doing. It seems like he's doing. This fly is driving me crazy. What it seems like he's doing. But we'll see. Can they build on it? Next week, you got to go away to Cincinnati. That's going to be a tough test. Cincinnati's tough. They got a great offense. They have a great offense. It's going to be a great test for the defense to see where they're at. And it'll be a great test to see where the offense at. What you want to do in a game like that is go into Cincinnati. You want to dominate. You want to run the football. You want to keep Joe Burrow and his squad off the field. So we'll see can the Eagles do that. We'll see can they sustain drives and do that. Can they build on this? But I wanted to talk about the haters. I wanted to get back to the haters. I didn't forget about y'all. I didn't forget. See the point? I didn't forget about y'all. When I hear certain people say, I ain't gonna say no names. Oh, he should have hit Saquon out of the backfield in the flat. Let me take a deep breath on it. When you watch that play develop, when Saquon leaks out the backfield, Jalen is looking that way. Saquon is over here. So he's looking that way. By the time he gets back to that progression, he's under duress and he's trying to get out the pocket. Saquon was not the first read. And in order to hit Saquon in the flat like that, it had to be a quick pass. So that wasn't the first read. And by the time you got back to that read wasn't there. So that's not a miss. That's a play that had to be hit quick. if that was the play call. That wasn't the play call. The play call started over here. Certain times you cannot throw the ball when you come back late. When y'all watch the play develop, when Saquon gets near the end zone, the safety's there. If he threw the ball, that's the interception. That's why he threw it out of bounds like that. But if he saw right away, which he couldn't have because his back is turned, he's looking this way. Then he works his way back to Saquon, and that by the time he gets back to him, that play's over with. Some people just gotta understand what's happening in real time, and not when you watch it on your big screen TV in slow motion. That when you can see everything and nobody's trying to attack you. And that's my biggest thing. People sitting at home like, hey, you got this big ass 100-inch screen TV, and you looking at it, but you're not really seeing that the rush was coming and it flushed Jalen to go back to Saquon, but by the time the play was over with. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's just be realistic about what he missing and what he didn't. The man had an efficient game. He had 3 touchdowns a day, two on the ground, two tugs, two brotherly shoves. I'm not calling it that other shit that everybody's calling it. It's weird. I don't know why people call it that shit, but whatever. And then he had one in the air to AJ. Nice, nice, pretty deep bomb down the sideline. I don't know what else we want, right? The key is to build every week, take what the defense is giving you, and move on. And that's exactly what we did. We had 200 and something, 250 yards rushing in the third goddamn quarter. You can't ask much more than that. Dominant performance by the offense, dominant performance by the defense, and Cooper DeJean is a beast. You get Sidney Brown back. Everything was good. I'm wondering about Slay and his knee though. I don't know if he's totally healthy. He went out a couple times, and we'll see how he holds up. We got some backups behind them now. Isaiah Rogers, Kelly Ringo. This is the first time I can say in a long time that the Eagles have a lot of depth in the secondary. And not to mention Bradbury's coming back. I know we're not a fan of his, but he's playing safety and he'll help in the back. Just from a veteran standpoint, what he see, he may see something. So the sky is the limit, y'all. So we'll see. Update on the score before I go. Looks like Pittsburgh is up again. They're up 30-15 now. Yikes! The Jets are in trouble. We'll see can they turn it around. But that's all I have for y'all. I appreciate everybody jumping on. Like I say, as always, you guys always support me. There's nothing. There's nothing I can. There's not enough thanks I can give out from you guys. You guys jump on. It's late. It's a lot of people on too. Um, just watching. It's crazy. People be watching, and then I get all the comments after the show. It's crazy, but it's cool. You guys ask me whatever you want. If I missed anything, if anything you wanted me to talk about, please let me know, and then I will talk about it on the next show. Until then, everybody have a good night, and I'll see y'all Saturday at 10:30 p.m. No later than 11. Between 10:30 and 11, I'll be on, and we'll talk about the Eagles' upcoming game against the Cincinnati Bengals and what I see coming forward. Everybody have a good night. Be safe. Have a good week. Your boy Tyrone Brown, First and Goal Sports, and I'm out.